Meanwhile, the head of the World Health Organization, Dr. Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus, WHO Director General, said COVID-19 is surging in countries with lower vaccination rates in Eastern Europe, but also in countries with some of the world's highest vaccination rates in Western Europe. Take a look.
Almost 2 million cases of COVID-19 were reported in Europe last week, the most in a single week in that region since the pandemic started. Almost 27,000 deaths were reported from Europe, more than half of all COVID-19 deaths globally last week. COVID-19 is surging in countries with lower vaccination rates in Eastern Europe, but also in countries with some of the world's highest vaccination rates in Western Europe. It's another reminder, as we have said again and again, that vaccines do not replace the need for other precautions. Vaccines reduce the risk of hospitalization, severe disease, and death, but they do not fully prevent transmission. No country can simply vaccinate its way out of the pandemic. It's not vaccines or, it's vaccines and. And it's not just about how many people are vaccinated, it's about who is vaccinated. It makes no sense to give boosters to healthy adults or to vaccinate children when the health workers or older people and other high-risk groups around the world are still waiting for their first dose. The exception, as we have said, is immunocompromised individuals. Countries with the highest vaccine coverage continue to stockpile more vaccines, while low-income countries continue to wait. Every day, there are 6 times more boosters administered globally than primary doses in low-income countries. This is a scandal that must stop now.
Excellent data coming out of European countries and particularly out of the United Kingdom, and I think the recent estimates at the beginning of the month was that a vaccinated person, an unvaccinated person, has a 32 times greater risk of dying in this pandemic than a vaccinated person. That's very good odds if you just want to look at that in terms of something that enhances your chance of life. So, you know, make that decision if you can. Go out and get the vaccine. Because
the WHO has set a goal of fully vaccinating 40% of the population of every country in the world by the end of this year.